everybody, welcome back to String Games with Soleil. I'm Soleil. Today we've got a couple string games for you. This video we are going to be learning the inchworm. So the inchworm is a little bit of an advanced one. There's some tricky moves, a number of steps to learn, but it will look like something like this. This is our inchworm. So get your strings and we will get started. All right, everyone, we've got our string ready to do the inchworm. So as I said, it's a little bit of a more complicated, more advanced string figure. So there's a few steps and we'll try to go slow and make an inchworm. So this is we're gonna start with position 1. So not quite opening A, but you can put it on your thumbs and pinkies. And then instead of going across like normal for opening A, you're going to take the string on either hand. It doesn't matter which one you start. I'm going to use my left. So I'm going to take the string that's on my left hand and I'm just going to loop it, an extra loop around my thumb. So I now have like an extra loop on this thumb. Now with that loop, so my right index finger, as if I was going to do opening A, except I'm going to go across and pick up that extra loop that I just put on the thumb and pull across like so. And then now we're going to do the opening A movements. So my left index is going to go across and you can see the palm string is still there. I'm going to go in between the loop that I just picked up, so in between those two strings, and pick up that palm string, pull straight back, and then I take my right index and I'm going to go across, and you'll see that there is like an extra string there, so I just want to go on top there. You can see it's a little, when it's pulled straight, it's easier to see. You just go straight across and pick up that palm string like you would for opening A. So I've now got something that looks like this, bit of a modified opening A. And you can see that on my one hand, so for me on my right hand, I have 2 loops on my index finger. So whatever hand it is that you have the 2 loops, you're gonna rotate your hands so that your hand that has the 2 loops on the index is on top, and you're just going to very gently take out your other hand. So my left hand is free now and all the loops are just hanging on my right hand. Next step, I'm going to take the string, so you can see I have my 2 loops. So for me, I've got this orange one and then I've got a green one that's on my index finger. I'm going to take the loop that's on closest to the tip of my finger, so the second one that I would have picked up, and I'm going to lift it up and I'm just going to switch it. So I'm going to put it behind and then I can kind of pull the green one to the front. So it's important that I do go over. So the loop that was picked up second, closest to the tip, you pick it up and you put it kind of behind, and then you can bring the other loop forward like that. So now these 2 loops are going to be picked up by my left thumb and pinky. So the easiest way to do it is I'm going to think about putting my thumb and pinky together and going in between the 2 loops. And because I'm going to pick up the string, so my pinky is going to pick up the orange one on the back of my pinky. And then my thumb, I'm going to pick up the green loop on the back of my thumb. So I'll put my thumb and pinky together, put them in between those 2 strings. And you can think of just opening up your hands. And as you do that, you're going to catch those strings. And then I can just loosely pull it off and separate my hands, and it should look something like that. So you can see we've kind of got half of the inchworm there. It's started. So next step, I'm going to take my hands, and the loops that are on my thumb, I need to flip them 180 degrees. So I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to take the loop that's on my thumb and I'm going to pick up the string that's farthest away from me, and I'm just going to pick it up and twist and then put it back onto my thumb. So now that hand is, you can see at the bottom of the thumb like that. So it is important that you're turning it kind of towards you and not the other way around. So my right hand, I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna pick up the loop that's on my thumb. So I'm gonna pick it up from this side on the palm, gonna lift it off of my thumb, just kind of turn it slightly towards me and put it back onto my thumb. Like that. So I've now rotated the loops that were on my thumbs. All right, we're almost there. So now my thumb, I'm going to go over and pick up the near pinky string. So the first pinky string that I come to, my thumb is going to go under and pull back like so. And now we're getting to the tricky part. So this is a bit of a new motion, new movement, and it's a little tricky because the strings that are in between my thumb and index, so I've got 2 strings on both hands, I'm gonna need to pinch that, which is kind of an awkward thing to do. You wanna pinch that string so that they don't slide through. So if I tried to pull right now, I can't. I'm gonna pinch hard enough that the strings can't slide through. And I need to do that the whole time that I'm doing this next motion. And even as the inchworm is going, you need to continue to pinch between your thumb and your index. So once you have that, those strings pinched, my index finger, just the very tip, the very top of the index, is gonna come down, and this string that's in the middle here, so there's one on the far pinky, there's 2 that are close to you, and then there's one that's kind of in the middle. So your tip of your index finger is gonna go behind it and then pick it up as if it was gonna pick up the string. And before you straighten, I wanna remind you that you're pinching in between your thumb and your index. You really gotta pinch that, because now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of quickly turn my hands as if I was gonna put them flat on the table. So with this loop on the top of my index. So I just want it on the very tip of my index finger, and I'm still pinching, still pinching, still pinching, and I turn my hands flat like so. So I'm still pinching, and you can see you've got a little inchworm that's going there. And to move the inchworm, to make him crawl, I'm gonna turn my hands kind of vertical, and that bunches them up and then straightens it up again. So it's a little bit easier if you're doing it on a table. And you can make your inchworm crawl along. So if you do accidentally, if you forget to keep pinching and you lose your inchworm, it's okay. You can take your index out and you can just readjust, pinch again. So pinch between the thumb and the index. Your index goes down, just the tip picks up, keep pinching, and keep pinching together tight as you throw your hands flat. Even then, I'm still holding those strings tight so that they can't slip through. And we have our little inchworm. All right, I'm gonna run through it once again, a little bit faster. You can of course watch the video again to get the hang of it. So we'll get started with that position 1, thumb and pinky. I'm gonna take my string and put an extra loop on that thumb, come across with my index and pick up the loop and pull back as if I was doing opening A, but a little bit different. Then I finish opening A like normal, palm string between the index, pull back, take that index, get that palm string, the one that goes across between the thumb and pinky, pull back. I have 2 loops on this hand, so I'm gonna put the 2 loops on top and gently remove my other hand so it's free. Take the string that's closest to the tip of my index finger there, and I'm gonna switch it, put it up and over, and you can pull that lower one back so you have those 2 separated, but they've now been switched. Thumb and pinky go together and come in between those 2 strings that are on the index finger, and as I open up, I'm gonna catch on the back of my thumb and back of my pinky. I'm gonna catch those strings to pull them off of the index. So we have something that looks like this. Now we flip the thumb loops. So I'm gonna reach across, get the loop that's on my thumb, grab it on the palm side, take it off, turn it towards me and back on. And I go across, same thing, take it from the palm side, off, flip it towards me and put it back on the thumb. My thumbs then go and pick up the near pinky loops like so. And this is that pinching in between the 2 strings. You want to pinch them tight between your thumb and your index, and then your index at the same time comes down and just the tip picks up from the back, picks up that middle. You are going to extend your index finger, keep pinching in between your thumb and your index. And again, if you have to readjust, that's fine. You can just pull it tight, pinch, grab that string on the index finger, and then put your hands flat on the table like so. We can make our little inchworm crawl. Just like real inchworms, really only goes one way. And there you go, the little inchworm. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.